the love of food. We're in the month of March, and when we're thinking March, we're thinking St. Patrick's Day, right? But not everybody's into all of the Irish foods. So let's just talk about what about some green food that you can make and still celebrate a little bit like you're Irish. So I'm going to talk today about 3 different sauces that can be used that are green. Now, many of us are familiar with pesto, and pesto's main green ingredient is this wonderful basil, right? So we combine basil with Parmesan cheese that we grate up, and then we put in some nuts, right? So traditionally it's made with what's called pine nuts, but we have walnuts, so we'll use these. So we'll have the walnuts, the basil, some olive oil, of course, and some salt. And we'll mix that all in and make a nice pesto. Now, traditionally, you would make it with a mortar and pestle. That's that really heavy bowl with like a stick where you grind it in. But that's the hard way to do it. I'm going to use my trusty food processor and we'll be done in no time. Basil makes pesto, and then you can put pesto on bread. You can put pesto on chicken. You can put pesto on pasta. So there's all different things that you can do with that. How about like a shamrock cookie cutter and cut out on some pita bread and make some really cool little toasts that you could dip in maybe guacamole, or you could dip it into hummus that's made with avocado, which would also be green. So there's lots of ways already that we've talked about bringing in green into your celebration. But we're not going to stop there, because there's something else called Pistou, and that is French, and I'm probably not pronouncing it right. I'm very, very bad with my French, but forgive me for that. And Pistou is also made with basil. The difference being is when you make Pistou, you use a Gouda cheese. So we're going to grate some Gouda cheese instead of the Italian Parmigiano Reggiano or Parmesan. And in the Pistou, you add in tomato. So we're going to chop up some tomato and put it in there with that. And the way that you would traditionally eat the Pistou is it would be a green sauce that would go on top of a soup. So maybe think of like a vegetable soup with this Pistou on the top of it. Now I want to talk about, which is a chimichurri. I love chimichurri. And chimichurri is made with cilantro and parsley. 2 very bright, fresh flavors. So what we'll be doing with that chimichurri is we'll be adding in some garlic, fresh garlic, with our parsley and cilantro. It's delicious on pork tenderloin. We have a recipe for that on the website For the Love of Food, where you can look that up. And it's also good on chicken. It's also good with empanadas. So there are so many different things that you could also eat or make that's green with the chimichurri sauce. So again, it's March, 3 different types of sauces. We're going to do pesto, pistou, and chimichurri. We hope that you enjoy For the Love of Food.